Hi, I'm Jamie Johnson of the Johnson Law Firm, where we do estate planning and probate, and we do it well. Today I want to talk to you about what is an advanced medical directive in Virginia. Advanced medical directive is very similar to what other states refer to as a living will. In a medical directive, you're appointing someone to be your agent. Essentially, it's a power of attorney over healthcare decisions. In Virginia, a power of attorney covers your legal and financial issues, but does not cover healthcare decisions. That's specifically what an advanced medical directive is for. The medical directive is a power of attorney for medical decisions whereby you appoint one, sometimes a backup person, so two people, to be the person to make decisions for you if and only if you have been deemed either physically incapable of making decisions for yourself or not mentally competent to understand the ramifications of your decisions and unable to make decisions for yourself. Now, those determinations have to be made by two doctors. Those doctors have to sign off on it, and it's reviewed every 6 months to make sure that you are still under that disability. So if the doctors determine that you're not capable of making a decision for yourself, either physically or mentally, then the advanced medical directive would kick in, and your agent would have the authority to make decisions for you. This is a much better alternative than not having the advanced medical directive, whereby the doctor or a third person at the hospital who doesn't know you would be the one making medical decisions on your behalf because you're not capable of making them. So advanced medical directive can be very beneficial. Typically, when you're naming an agent for advanced medical directive, you want to name a parent or a sibling or an adult child, depending on your age and the age of the person you're trying to name as the agent. The only requirements are that the person has to be over 18 years of age. So they have to be a majority, and it's preferable that you name someone that is a family member or a very close family friend. Now, when you name someone to be your agent under advanced medical directive, they do not become liable for the decisions that you make. So they're not going to be held financially liable for authorizing a surgery or requesting certain medications and things of that nature. They are standing in your shoes acting as your agent. So you will actually be liable for the financial ramifications of their decision. However, they will not be financially liable for those decisions. Now, something that you need to include with an advanced medical directive is a HIPAA release. That's HIPAA, which stands for the Health Information Protection Authorization Act. This is a federal law that says that your medical records are protected by that federal law and cannot be disclosed without your written consent. Now, without a HIPAA release, although someone might have authority under your advanced medical directive to make decisions for you, that does not necessarily grant them authority to have access to your previous medical record. So we always recommend that when you're going to do an advanced medical directive, you also need to sign a HIPAA release for that agent to have access to your prior medical records. So if they have to make a decision for your medical care, then they will have full access to the medical records and your prior medical history to discuss with the doctors, so that way they can make the best decision for you. Without that HIPAA release, the doctors can't discuss your prior medical history and prior medical care with your agent. They can only tell them the specific facts of what they're facing now and ask them to make a decision. Now, I believe it's best that if you're going to appoint someone to be your agent to make a decision for you, you want them to have all the available information. If you have any other questions regarding advanced medical directives and how they are affected in Virginia, as well as the HIPAA releases, please reach out to the Johnson Law Firm. We'd be happy to answer those questions for you.